Opportunity to get a squad with 4 in-season signings. The Gel fancy today will get a good indicator of just how far along they've come in that process in the past couple of weeks. So Amy Harrison dishing out the final instructions for a rejigged Wanderers 11 today. And despite being on the bench, Izzy Hodgson still dishing out the team talk. The usual captain, Ella Tonkin, will wear the armband as she makes her start today. This is a hot one for your post-Christmas footballing fix at Cooper Stadium today. 30 degrees the temperature at kickoff, so we'll be observing one drinks break in either half. There is Talia Yunus, who came on in the late on in the second half of that Mariners game and really changed the fixture. Fantastic first Ninja A-League goal from outside the box after 41 appearances. She's a player who's had no shortage of ability to find the nets in her time in red in Erin Healey. So has Chloe Berryhill. Plenty of exciting attacking stars to grace this fixture today. Both of these teams will be needing them to fire today as we get underway in the Ninja A-League after Christmas. And whether you have still got the tree up and your house is festooned with the festivities, or it's been taken down already, Merry Christmas to you and happy holidays if you are tuning in. Great to have your company for this one. As mentioned, two sides in dire need of 3 points to their name in the Ninja A-League. Both of them winless in 3 for Adelaide United. That is 3 straight defeats, most of which was in the West to Perth Glory last week. Yunus described it as a rather frustrating day at the Sam Kerr Football Centre. He felt like so many of the pieces were there, but this has been the case quite often this season for the Reds. Just those finishing touches in front of goal found them wanting. Only 3 scored this season. Whereas for their mark, not doing much better in that statistic. They're on 4. Both of these teams will be looking at this one as a significant opportunity to put all of that right. Buchanan is happy to watch that one out of play. Hasn't been a dream start to the Wanderers season 2025-26, but Buchanan has been a real bright spark. There you can see the star-studded bench of Adelaide United today, and Claudia Jenkins, Adelaide's Red Army Player of the Year last year. A record number of Reds clean sheets. A few raised eyebrows to see her drop to the bench today, but Yunus, 7 games into his Adelaide stint, not afraid to make the big calls. Chelsea Dorber carries it forward, breaks onto the left, and is happy to go short for Paige Zois. Clever ball for Taranto. The ball into the middle, past all the willing recipients, and just kept alive by Matilda McNamara. Second crap perhaps for the Reds. The pass, a poor one from McNamara. Berryhill in the way. One back by McNamara. Here come the Reds. In at the near post was Healey, and she just couldn't divert her header to really threaten Shamkamis. So 1 goal to her name already this season, the Irish international. It was a great run made. Found well by Emily Hodson, but was not to be a second goal in as many games against the Wanderers for the American-born Irish international. She'll fancy her chances of being the one to break the Reds' goalless run today. Goals across 1 and a bit seasons Adelaide United now, and 6 of those 9 coming here at Cooper Stadium. It's a pretty open and shut case. The drag back of the shirt on Adriana Taranto, who alongside her twin sister Melissa made the move to Adelaide this season from Western United. Both of them have started every game so far. Here's the other half of that twin duo, Mel Taranto. Holton with a clever pass for Chelsea Dorba. Healey with a heavy touch.
Yes, come in, get close to the action, come in.
One knocked forward and stabbed inside, out for a corner for Adelaide United. Good work by the industrious Chelsea Dorba. Should be looking to continue her very solid run against the Western Sydney Wanderers. 5 goals in 9 previous appearances against them. One of her favourite opponents is Emily Condon. Corner duties for Adelaide United. Set pieces were a problem situation for the Wanderers last year, and that nearly is here. Can they get the ball clear? Healey has a pop, and it's only half clear. Taranto back in, and eventually Izzy Cooper has spotted something she doesn't like. It's a head injury for Zoe Tolland. This delivery from Condon just created chaos. Wanderers could not come up with a convincing clearance, and it was a case of friendly fire in the end. Erin Healey smashing her effort right into the face of Zoe Tolland, who is, she's a talented young defender, is the 23-year-old, but perhaps that's the kind of defending she's want to be doing today. Broken back into the side in the last few weeks under Theos Younis. It's a 3rd consecutive start. They're playing every single game of the regular season last year. Unfortunately missed the finals. Nasty final round hamstring injury. Looks as though she's going to be all right to continue here at Cooper Stadium. Yeah, that does not tickle. So Sham Karmas is going to get us back underway, and Zoe Tolland's going to return to the field of play, which is great to see. By McNamara, Tonkin helping on its way to Adelaide's all-time appearance maker in Emily Hodson. Healey. Showed ahead that time by Amy Harrison. Healey, to watch out for if you're a neutral observer, not just because of her fantastic goal-scoring record. Reigning Di Alagich medalist, Adelaide's player of the season. Her movement as well, as Dorba flicks it inside, looking for Condon. Away by today's starting debutante, Wong Ying. It looked as though a foot race would be on there between Tolland and Sonny. Kim So-Ewan.
Over top, look this way.
Mentioned before kickoff those 4 mid-season or in-season signings that the Wanderers have brought in to this team. Kim So-Ewan, one of the 4. As Adelaide are dominating the possession stakes so far. Do well to keep that 83% figure to full time. Picked away by Matilda McNamara. Has been their want this season, though, the Reds. Paige Zois has come in and tried to bring a more possession-based style to the team. Only Melbourne City have averaged more possession in games this year than Adelaide. Possession style, though, yet to bring about material, consistent, meaningful results. Good launches for Taranto. Picking up the scraps was Condon. Adelaide have got a bit of space on this left flank should they choose to use it, and they do. Hodgson gets the eyes up. This is the ball in. And Eunice with a crucial touch at the top of the box. One back though by Adelaide. Taranto. Back to Hodgson. Mr. Taranto for McNamara. It's catching practice for Sham Khamis. See the 27-year-old central defender score too often in the Ninja A-League. The try in that sort of space. Only one goal last season in her return to Adelaide United from stint in Denmark. One cap Matilda. Holland just able to keep that one alive, but he's given away the free kick in her efforts to keep it a Reds' possession. Talia Eunice came charging in at a rate of knots to win the ball back. I don't think that there was any malicious intent, but I think Zoe Tolan turned around and knew that perhaps she was in a spot of bother there. Great energy from Talia Eunice. Will be really fascinating to see how she approaches this game, getting the nod from the start today. Chance to see what the Wanderers can do from a set piece. Harrison's ball not the best. It bounces all the way through to Melag. It's a moment for the 17-year-old to be making her home debut today at Cooper Stadium. Yuan Kong. See what she was trying to do, just launched that one over the top to Sunny. Started back-to-back games. 3 in a row now. It's Yuan Kong. From Guangdong alongside Wong Ying, both of them arrived late. She's shown great flashes as Hodgson distributes to Erin Healey. These are the situations she loves to be in. It's a decent cross too, and Yuan Kong's Chinese compatriot, Wong Ying, away and out of danger. Erin Healey starts in that, started this season in that central attacking midfield position, but loves to drift out into the flanks and pick up the football where she can. Sort of driving run, going in from the left and striking from range. It's become her trademark in his approaching 30 games as an Adelaide United player. McNamara, bit of a fresh air swing. Berryhill picks it up, and those are the critical moments where the Wanderers are to find openings to make those passes stick. Harrison comes in, combines with Berryhill to win it back. This is better from the Wanderers. The double deflection makes it easy for Lona Melag in the end. to create a shot in the opening 15 minutes are the Wanderers. Could that change here? It's only given one to Chase. It's not going to. It's one of the key components that Jeff Abrahams would have been lamenting after that 2-1 defeat to the Central Coast Mariners a fortnight ago. Wanderers Football Park, plenty of possession. Fairly assured knocking it around the back, but just creating those opportunities in attack proved the challenge, but actual final ball often evaded them. It's between that or the execution when player is through on goal. They've identified a few areas to work on. Buchanan. Tolland does that one nicely, and Izzy Cooper wants a free kick in favour of the Reds full-back. Damning stats. Sydney Wanderers with just 5 successful passes in the opening 15 minutes. Adelaide, as they did against Perth, have started this one brightly. And here comes Aaron Healey. Cern in the way. It's a swing and a miss from Ella Buchanan. It's one of the easiest corners that Adelaide United will ever earn themselves. It's 30 degrees in South Australia today, and it just feels as though the Western Sydney Wanderers are feeling their heat. What the Reds are offering at the moment. Close from a corner earlier. What can Condon produce from the right-hand side? And it comes from Condon. Karmas collects this time. Instructions to her movement. Healey comes in. And that is going to be a very early yellow ticket for the American. Just trying to catch Karmas out on the blind side, but you can't do that these days. Bit of a wry smile on the face of the 24-year-old. Wong Ying. It's a nice pass through the midfield line for Yuan Kong. Oh, one back by Paige Zois, who battled hard. Yes, Eunice able to pick up through the FX microphone. Very pleased with the application of his new 22-year-old midfielder this season.
Double, 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 double.
Third consecutive start for her. To see her getting a consistent run of games after a injury-impacted final year at Melbourne Victory last season. Just the one appearance. So it's Adelaide United with all of the early advantage in this so far, but the question remains, does their pressure, does their possessional ascendancy produce meaningful results on the scoreline? Chisari to Berry Hill, robbed of it on the blind side by Healey. Wanderers will have a go on the opposite side. Eunice laying it down for Harrison, who wants to set a task for the on-rushing Ella Buchanan. It's a formation, a system utilised by Jeff Abrahams that does request a lot of his fullbacks. There's the other in Danica Matos winning it back for the Wanderers. That'll be a Second consecutive appearance today for her. She was all-time appearance maker. It's the longest active streak of consecutive games in this competition. Nice footwork from Adriana Taranto. Dropping it to Chelsea Dorba. Healey doubled back and she's looking for a shooting angle, and eventually the offside flag that I think she feared would be arriving imminently does eventually make its presence known. As soon as she had to sort of drop the clutch to get back behind the line after the pass was played, you had a pretty solid feeling of what was coming next. Wonderful ball from Paige Zois. Can't quite be said for Adriana Taranto. One of a handful of capped Matildas we've got out there on the park today. An incredible comeback from an ACL injury. It takes most people a year. It took Adriana Taranto 10 months. And before too long, took her to the Matildas. First appearance for the green and gold in Bunbury in the off-season. It's Panama. Melag, just long. Zois, most convincing of contacts. Madison setting a task, and Eunice gets the beating of Zoe Tolland. And her effort wide of goal. That is a far bigger chance for the Wanderers than perhaps those at Cooper Stadium are giving it credit. Talia Eunice totally got the slip on Zoe Tolland that time. Luna Millag came off her line. I was very grateful to see that one whistle well wide in the air, but they provide Western Sydney with a spark of hope. And Healey put in a sandwich there between referee and defender. Condon. Full of clever touches. He's running low on real estate, but manages to pick out Erin Healey. Himself loses out to the weight of numbers. Zois plays it towards Taranto. Condon. Puts up the body, looking for a chance to cross. Instead, drills it low. Adriana Taranto, and in! And the drought breaks for Adelaide United. And it comes from a rare but delighted source. Emily Hodson turns it in for the opener at Cooper Stadium. And for the first time this Ninja A-League season, Adelaide United score first. And they are rewarded for their early ascendancy. And it's a great bit of play to make it happen. Condon inside for Taranto, and Emily Hodson was in the right place at the right time to turn it home. Great football from Theo Siunis' side. And after 230 minutes in the Ninja A-League without a goal, it is the third of Emily Hodson's 136-game Ninja A-League career. Gets the job done. The Wanderers, if they weren't already, will be left to rue that chance for Talia Eunice seconds ago. Emily Hodson, she waited years to go from Ninja A-League goal 1 to Ninja A-League goal 2, which came last year in Woy Woy against the Mariners. She must not know what's hit her. Goals in back-to-back seasons for the Reds veteran. And that is going to bring about the first drinks break of the afternoon's proceedings at Cooper Stadium, and that'll give us a chance to look back at some of the major moments of the opening 20. Adelaide have dominated the possession and the chances. So far in this one, we're limited to mostly half chances to begin with. Matilda McNamara, a bit of a sighter from range. And then almost out of nothing, Talia Yunus gambled on a loose ball and just couldn't direct that one towards goal. And the Wanderers will be thinking about it now, because Adelaide went up the other end and scored through their left full-back, Emily Hodson, to split the sides here at Cooper Stadium. It's a great moment for a player who, at 25 years of age, is already a Reds legend, Emily Hodson. Two teams who have shown a willingness to give their fullbacks attacking license to roam forward and cover ground. And perhaps the best example of that yet came through the opening goal, because Emily Hodson was practically positioned where you'd expect the striker to be in that situation. It's less than ideal news for the Western Sydney Wanderers. To come back from behind as Yuan Kong stings the palms of Ilona Melag. Counted for naught had it spilled into the back of the net. The offside flag was up. And yeah, if the Wanderers are going to arrest this 9-game winless run against Adelaide in the Ninja A-League, they're going to have to come back from behind after conceding the opening goal, something they have only done 3 times in the last 20 games. So much made of the Wanderers' struggles in the Sydney derby. And wait for not just a win but a goal in that fixture. Their runs against Adelaide predates that dry spell against the Sky Blues by about 30 days. Still a general feeling, though, that there remains a lot of upside within this squad. Once it all clicks together. So they don't have the requisite quality. Yuan Kong has looked really good in her handful of games as a Wanderer. Sunny, Kim So-Ewan, flashes, and of course you can never discount the quality of Chloe Berryhill as well. Still plenty to shake out in this one. The opening game of the Ninja A-League weekend. Zoe Tolland. Back by Eunice. That's more like it from the Wanderers. Really good play. And here's Sunny up against McNamara. It's Sunny. Good challenge by Matilda McNamara to deny one of the Wanderers' best openings of the game so far. Jeff Abrahams will be looking at this patch of play and saying that's the blueprint. We want to get back into this game for the fantastic full stretch defending of Matilda McNamara, which has come at the cost of a corner. Kim So-Ewan still waiting for that first Ninja A-League goal. Hasn't been for a lack of trying. Amy Harrison bring the best out of her right boot from this corner. It's decent shape on it. It's Reds heads first to the football, and Mr. Taranto just knocking it away to buy the Reds lines a bit of time to come out from their encampment in the penalty area. Eunice, clever use of the body. Up and under from Alana Cern. Bit of a Western United reunion out there today. Alana Cern and Chloe Berryhill, teammates at the Wanderers, formerly of Western. Coming up alongside two players they know well in the Taranto twins. And Berryhill in particular, as those were her two midfield partners in the green and black. Zois. It's the right idea, but execution leaving a touch to be desired. And the league's top tackler, Amy Chisari, is the player who wins a free kick. Eunice being harassed and harangued by the relentless Adriana Taranto, and Healey stabs it through for Chelsea Dorba, who's got room to work with. Will she go it alone? Chelsea Dorba pulls the shot in the end. It will not be. Another goal against the Wanderers for the red striker for now. But credit the endeavour of Adriana Taranto, which started this breakaway. Dorba decided to go early. It was not the right idea, but the accuracy just lacking at the crucial moments. Chisari sent into a spin. Condit winning it back. But for that trip to the turf for Chelsea Dorba. United were starting to look like they were playing with a real groove. Defensive work by Ella Tonkin.
Condon, closer to your player now. Condon, find your player.
It's the only Adelaide player now to have played every minute of the season, now that Claudia Jenkins has dropped to the bench. I have to wonder if breaking this, it was at the time, a 2-and-a-bit game goal drought for the Reds. Whether the floodgates could potentially open. Been one of the competition's top underperformers when it comes to expected goals. Let's have the Wanderers in fairness, as that's floated towards Yuan Kong. Header doing enough to trouble the Reds' back four. Adriana Taranto. So the task for Erin Healey. She only finds her former teammates in Alana Cern. Buchanan. Deep to Harrison, who's stepped into midfield. The Wanderers have a bit of paddock to work with this time through the onrushing Danica Matos. There are 4 Wanderers options. She finds one. Sonny's touch was heavy, and that allows Ilona Melag to gobble it up. Those are the phases or moments that the Korean national will be really wanting to work on. She makes such great runs, particularly in behind defences, but it's often that touch when the ball does meet her in those moments that can leave a little bit to be desired. 2 gilt-edged openings that arrived against the Mariners, particularly one before the opening goal, stick out in the memory. Hodson, first half goal scorer, feeds Chelsea Dorba. Chisari chasing, and doing enough to force the stoppage. It's just past the reach of Chloe Berryhill. Mel Taranto. So to Paige Zois. It's a well-weighted ball for Hodson. He's been everywhere on that flank and inside the box. Can she get the beating of Chisari? No, it's clever work by the 21-year-old defensive midfielder. I'm sure Theo Eunice can We give Emily Hodson that, given her contributions to this first half. A lot of joy with that long ball so far are the Wanderers. Taranto, exchange of pass with Condon, and now Adriana Taranto will lift it in. Away by Sir Zois. Capable of hitting them from range. I wonder if she thought about it for a passing moment. Condon and Taranto link up again. Emily Condon, clever pass. Paige Zois will hit it this time! Oh, what a goal! Paige Zois announces herself to Adelaide United with a pearler. And the dam wall has burst for the Reds. 2 goals in the first half. And this one is a special one from their new midfielder. Picked out by Condon. Zois, she's always been a great midfield technician. Got super purchase. And maybe the aid of a touch from the onrushing Wanderer to take it past Sham Khamis. It is quite the way to announce yourself to the Cooper Stadium crowd. A first goal in Adelaide United red for Paige Zois. And a first in the Ninja A-League in 2 years. Hasn't scored since a very similar goal from long range against Melbourne City in March 2023. Be absolutely delighted with that one, the 22-year-old. Such a torrid time last week with the last year, I should say, with an injury that kept her out for nearly the entire season. She was on the sideline for 106 days. Last week, a picture of that road back to full fitness and recovery from injury has gone. Last week against Perth Glory was her first full 90 since March last year. And now in her 3rd consecutive start. There's a special memory to go with it. See, the Wanderers will be very keen for the halftime whistle to arrive sooner rather than later. A third would really make this molehill a mountain for the side from Sydney's West. And Adelaide are looking odds on as well. Healey. Been busy this opening half. Giving the Wanderers plenty of work to do as expected to trouble the scorer's sheet. Harrison. Well done initially by Yuan Kong, but Tonkin and Taranto conspire to win it back. And then the two twins, Melissa and Adriana, get in each other's way. Toland. It's the good news for all the Western Sydney Wanderers' persuasion is they have grown into this game. They've created a few more opportunities as this match has gone on. Still yet to register a shot on target, but finding little pockets, and there's an argument to suggest that they'll look at Adelaide United, who, like the Wanderers, have had their struggles in front of goal this season, and probably say, well, if Adelaide can do it, why can't we? They would be keen on
Hey, movement.
Stretching
Go and go.
this winless run into a fourth game. Sham Kamas comes well off the line to clear that one out of danger. Taranto. Chisari held her ground. The Wanderers could pull one back before the break. That would be ideal for Jeff Abrahams. Talia Yunus checking back onto the right foot, swinging in it as well, and McNamara in the way. And the quantity of times she's been called upon, 27-year-old, have been few and far between. She has been asked to do the job. She has done it diligently. Matos towards Yuan Kong. And Berry Hill was an interested customer in that one, but Anna Melag shown a real willingness to be mobile off the goal line and snuff out the danger that presents itself, not just inside the penalty box, but ahead of it in quite a few occasions. Zois. A long way short of the quality we saw from her minutes ago. Second goal, a nice little insurance policy for Adelaide United. I think Sonny was expecting that one to arrive at head height from Yuan Kong. Plenty of talent in that attack. Them sing from the same hymn sheet. Leading a tall task for Jeff Abrahams. There is, of course, as Berry Hill mentioned last week in the previous game, a bit of a ongoing language barrier as well. Dorman. There's a hopeful stab. Berry Hill. Nice little touch in the afternoon sun. Couldn't find Sonny. Mel Taranto weaving forwards. It's a delicate pass. I don't think Healey was expecting it. And as for North anyway. It's only the one goal in 6 appearances prior to today for Erin Healey. I have every confidence that it could change this afternoon now that the Reds have refound their goal-scoring groove. Of course, United's last game of 2025. We've still got one more to come on the 30th of December. A fixture that's shaped as the potential to be a real get-right game for either of these sides. Working out rather well for Adelaide United at the moment. Toland. The Reds looking to switch the locus of the attack. McNamara happy to go her own way. A great run from the central defender, and she just ran out of real estate in the end. You could see the minute she touched her way into a box of 4 Wanderers midfielders that might be trouble. Harrison fires it out wide to Yunus. It's the best out of Yuan Kong. It's a bit of an exasperation of frustration from the Chinese international. He's played 6 times for the national team. Recommended to the Wanderers by their head coach, Aussie Ante Milicic. Yuan Kong back to Buchanan. Right-footed ball in, swing and a miss from Tonkin. It's luckily for her. Melag dealt with it fairly comfortably. Those can be They're awkward ones sometimes when you're expecting the defender to have it covered as a goalkeeper and they don't. Sometimes you can just be caught totally on the hop, but no such troubles for Melag. Decent burst this from Taranto, who will win it back. So it goes from Taranto to Taranto and back again. The Twins having a little game between themselves. And again, is there a player in the middle? Is it a second assist for Taranto? Dorba was just a bit behind it. And Buchanan just happy to watch that one out of play. Slightly further apart positionally than we saw them at points at Western United. Neil and Adriana Taranto playing at the base of midfield for Adelaide. Taranto on the right wing, but still got that link up that's served them well across so many clubs. Getting their start a decade ago now at Melbourne Victory. State level as well with Calder United for a very long time under Philippines head coach Mark Torcaso. Step into 5 minutes of additional time at Coopers Stadium. Reds fans very pleased with what they've seen so far. Erin Healey, a couple of cute touches to keep it away from Danica Matos. Nil Taranto. McNamara. Plenty of red shirts in and around the penalty area. McNamara fancies it. Oh! Not far away at all from the central defender. And it's been a day for distance shooting so far for the Reds. Kamas was looking a little uncomfortable. It whistled its way towards the back post. It's a mouth moment if you're Jeff Abrahams. Do not want to be conceding a third goal before the break. Adelaide canter forward again. Condon. Marshalled well by Chisari, but picks out the pass. Zois, she couldn't do it again, could she? She doesn't. It's for the team thing, trying to dish it off to Adriana Taranto. It's definitely a goal worth taking another look at, whether you've seen it before or not. Paige Zois, the second of a super first half for Adelaide. Chisari. Eunice is caught between a rock and a hard place there. Hasn't quite had the game-changing impact we saw against the Mariners, Talia Eunice. A few flashes of quality, that solid chance. And scores were still at 0-0. Taking up positions a lot on the left. You wonder whether Jeff Abrahams might think about positional tweaks potentially. Reinforcements off the bench. Plenty to ponder. Game 22. As Wanderers boss, nearly approaching year to the day since he stepped in initially as interim. 5th of January, in place of Robbie Hooker before he went to take the job permanently.
Condon, forward action, come on.
Accelerating attack of that 4-4 draw against Victory, his first game in charge. He's feeling a little bit distant from proceedings so far today. That one's got a bit too much meat for Adriana Taranto.
Hey, we win here, we must win.
Well, they're different players. One thing that certainly links the Taranto twins, other than their physical appearance, is their tenacity. Both have worked so hard to win the ball back today. And their new United teammates have been the beneficiary. Lovely disguised pass. Brilliant turn from Erin Healey. Oh, this is wonderful! What a goal! The Reds running riot. And Erin Healey is on the board against the Wanderers again. Well, Paige Zois' effort from outside the box was a special one, but this is quality in its own right. Beautiful turn, lovely nutmeg, great finish. Adelaide looking great value for a much-needed result at home. The pass from Hodson to set it up. Well, Healey had so much work still to do, and she did it all wonderfully. A second of the season in style for a player who just loves a goal. Under the bright lights of Coopers Stadium. A 10th goal in 29 Reds appearances. A 7th here at Hindmarsh. This is shaping already like a welcome tonic to the pressure that Theo Siunis has been feeling in the last few weeks. Erin Healey, we've been waiting to see recapture her first season form in her sophomore campaign. In back-to-back home games, going some way to do that as the half-time whistle sounds on a red riot of a first half at Coopers Stadium. 3 goals, all of them quality in their own way, have Adelaide United on course for a much-needed return to the winners list in front of their home faithful. An effervescent Adelaide head into the sheds with a healthy lead. The halftime score, Adelaide United 3, Western Sydney Wanderers 0. It is a halftime highlights package that has no shortage of them. The Reds took control of this one from minute 1, and well, Matilda McNamara didn't catch that one quite as well as she would have hoped. That shot from range was perhaps a premonition of things to come. The Wanderers did have a great chance when the scores were still locked at 0-0 through Talia Younis, but then Adelaide United turned on the style. Beautiful build-up, Emily Hodson turning it home for her first of the season. Again, the profligacy of the Wanderers continued. Killer edge remaining elusive, that time in fairness denied by some great defending from Matilda McNamara. But the Reds continued to rack up the first half chances. Chelsea Dorba just dragged the shot to deny her another goal against Western Sydney Wanderers. And then Emily Condon picks out Paige Zois. Welcome to Adelaide United. What a hit that is from the new Reds midfielder. Just when you thought the quality goal scoring was done, here comes Erin Healey. Nutmeg and finish to put Adelaide United in command after 45 minutes played at Coopers Stadium. And we can see Adelaide United's first half dominance reflected in the stats. 2/3 of the possession going the way of the home side. All of the shots on target, most of the shots, and all of the goals. A really scintillating first half display from Theo Siunis' side. And it is one that leaves the Western Sydney Wanderers and Jeff Abrahams with plenty of work to do in the second 45. Still lots to look forward to on the other side of the break, but at halftime it is Adelaide United 3 goals to the good. What a first half at Cooper Stadium for Adelaide United. Theosionis' side went a long time without troubling the scorer's sheet, and they have put that right here at Cooper Stadium. A 3-goal first half, everyone catching up with the Reds, and the Adelaide United defence are sitting on a clean sheet. And let's have a chance to catch up with two of those Reds defenders. A bit of Ninja A-League question time featuring the Red star defensive duo, Ella Tonkin and Matilda McNamara.
Hi, I'm Ella Tonkin.
I'm Matilda McNamara, and we're going to be answering some questions from the Ninja A-League.
Who is more competitive, like between us or our team? Between us. Or I'd have to say...
Do you want to do a 1, 2, 3, 4? Oh no, you're going to point at me anyway. I would say myself.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of an over-competitive person.
Definitely. Yeah, I'd say Matilda. For sure.
In for McNamara. Matilda McNamara rises highest and puts Adelaide United in front.
Who would win a game of chess and why?
Oh, I'm going to give it to Matilda again.
Do you play chess?
She's not really.
Okay.
I feel like she's a
Maybe
games
me
master, so definitely Matilda. Oh, 2-0.
And why? Because you don't play.
Yeah. Who is most likely to receive a yellow card? Ooh.
Probably me. I got some loose legs.
Yeah, I'd have to say Matilda.
And it will be the first card of the afternoon shown in the way of Matilda McNamara.
What is on your football bucket list?
Playing overseas for me,
Yeah.
for sure.
I want to go to a World Cup and watch it, because I didn't get to
that's
go
a
to the
good
Australian one.
Yeah,
I know it's not for me, but that's what I want to do.
Like the men's?
Men's,
or...
women's, any World Cup.
If you could switch lives with any other professional athlete for a day, who would it be and why? I'd say maybe Alessia Russo. Be a striker for a day, play in the WSL, play for a different national team, something like that would be cool.
I want to be Nikola Jokic, because I want to see what it's like to be that tall.
Oh, really? That's a good one.
Okay, last one. When you're not on the field, what's something you do to unwind or stay grounded? I love listening to podcasts. That's what I like to do on the couch.
Music girly, or I like to read a bit, bit of a
I
nerd.
see that for you.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that's all our questions.
Thanks for watching.
With chemistry like that, it is not hard to see why they have sat so comfortably on their clean sheet so far today. Because here at Cooper Stadium, it has been one-way traffic so far in South Australia. Adelaide United running riot with 3 top-quality goals in the opening 45 minutes. Let's take a look back at them. And they were all impressive in their own way, each of them different. The first, really nice team move from the Reds, Emily Condon and Adriana Taranto combining, and then the fullback. Right on the spot, Emily Hodson to knock it home. She'd come across from left back to turn that one in. But if you're Theosionis trying to get this team to learn a possession-based style, that is the goal that you'll be replaying before heading out to training in the change rooms. And if you're Paige Zois, this is one you'll be replaying at home. What a goal from outside the box. She's not a regular scorer of goals in the Ninja A-League, Paige Zois, but when she does score them, they're usually like this, and that is a ripping way to open your Adelaide United account. A great one to watch on the reverse angle. That is sweet as a nut from the young midfielder. And then not to be outdone, Erin Healey, pirouette, nutmeg, finish. Fantastic from the Irish international. And that is a touch of class from the reigning Adelaide United player of the season to put the Reds in a commanding position as they look to return to the winner's circle before the end of the year. But the question remains, what sort of fight back do the Western Sydney Wanderers have in reserve? It is Adelaide in the ascendancy, but still all to be decided on the other side of the break. A big second half to come. Welcome back to Coopers Stadium for the second 45 of the first game of the Ninja A-League weekend. It's been all Adelaide United so far. And the Reds' Irish international Aaron Healey has been everywhere so far. 45 touches in the first half. These ones the best of the lot. A quality goal. First second of the season, and one that had Theo Siunis' side sitting pretty in the city of Churches. 3-0 they lead with 45 minutes to play in this first half of a double-header between Adelaide United and the Western Sydney Wanderers. The two teams going into this game with a real rut in front of goals. A 3-game winless run to their name. Adelaide United have responded in kind in a blistering first half display. The question will be, what sort of response will we get from the Wanderers in this second 45? Well, Jeff Abrahams, we did news as to whether or not they might make a halftime sub. They have. Alyssa Ungsad, the 17-year-old, has made her way onto the field in place of Yuan Kong. So that should bring about a few positional changes as well. Yuan Kong, the striker, being replaced by Alyssa Ungsad, more of a wide player traditionally. It is the Wanderers in need of a response in the second half at Hindmarsh. It's the first touch already for Ungsad. Eunice thinking about a big deflection, tipped away by Ilona Melag. Deflection off the back of Sonny means that it comes to naught, but hopefully for the Wanderers faithful, that is a statement of an intent for the second 45 that lies ahead.
Come on, team, win that!
Problem for them so far, though, has been keeping this irrepressible Reds outfit at bay. Matilda McNamara has been chief among the interested parties in terms of involvement in this game. It's made life very difficult for Jeff Abrahams. So far, the Wanderers have defending to do here. Chelsea Dorba. Oh, it's a brilliant pass. Paige Zois couldn't quite extract the same from her boots. Of course, you had a chance to have a look at Aaron Healey's top-class goal from the opening 45 minutes of play, but you could mount a convincing argument that it wasn't even the best goal of the lot. Paige Zois scored the second of the 3 from outside the box, but Aaron Healey's was a classic case of individual brilliance. Emily Hodson scoring the first and got the assist for the third as well. Tolland lifting it in. Hodson was the player in a red shirt, hopeful of receiving. Tolland to Taranto. Feed to Amat. Dorba was there. Balls at the feet of Amy Harrison. Chance for the Wanderers to transition through the halftime substitute. The fresh legs of Alyssa Rungsard going for it early. Oh, and scoring! Instant impact from the substitute. And 17-year-old Alyssa Rungsard has her first goal in the Ninja A-League. Ilona Melag caught out, but it is the perfect response from the Wanderers seconds in to the break. Melag just completely misjudged it. Tonkin was caught out by the speed of Rungsard. Well, there might have been a stroke of fortune in it. You cannot take away anything from Alyssa Rungsard. All smiles after a first Ninja A-League goal. And in the space of 3 second-half minutes, Western Sydney Wanderers have themselves a foothold in this game of football. Those who have watched the talented teen at NPL level would tell you that that is the first goal at Ninja A-League level that was a matter of when and not if for Alyssa Rungsard. As the Wanderers were very disappointed to see their flag eventually go up, because there was a little moment of hesitation there as the ball spilled out to Ella Buchanan. And Alyssa Rungsard arriving into the Ninja A-League off the back of a 14-goal season in NPL New South Wales for the Gladesville Ravens. Devastating dribbler with an eye for goal. And as you saw, not afraid to shoot from wide positions when the opportunity arises. It's a perfect outcome to commence this second half for the Wanderers and for a neutral. It is the first goal that Western Sydney have scored against Adelaide United in 270 minutes, as opposed to 217 minutes. First time they have managed to work it into the back of the Adelaide net since round 15 of the 23-24 season. Amy Harrison from the spots. Still a long way back into this contest for the Reds, or for the Wanderers rather, but they've at least taken the first steps and charted a course. It's an open question though as to whether or not Adelaide can continue their fantastic free-flowing first half in attack. Not for the efforts of Ella Buchanan, who's come a cropper, sliding in to win back the ball. Fully committed Ella Buchanan, and you can see the studs of Erin Healey just catching her. No ill intent from the American-born attacker, who, in addition to scoring in the first half, is also on a card. Buchanan back onto her feet swiftly, lofting inside. Rungsard looking to take it on the turn. Matos. Mary Hill blindsided by Healey. This is more like it from the Wanderers. This is the sort of application and energy that Jeff Abrahams would have been hoping to see from the first whistle as opposed to the second. Problem is that history not overly kind in the Ninja A-League to teams who go 3 goals down. We've never seen one team come back from 3 down to draw. Perth Glory back in 2018. No side has ever come back from 3 goals to win in the Ninja A-League. Well, it's getting a little tempestuous between Berry Hill and Healey here. As mentioned, Healey can't really engage in these sorts of situations because of that card. I think she said it did a great deal wrong there, though. Berry Hill very enthusiastic. Taking it back. Eager to make full use of her time left in the game, in case you missed the little mini bombshell that's dropped over the last couple of weeks. Berry Hill confirming that this return season to the Ninja A-League with the Western Sydney Wanderers from Como will be her last, not just in the A-League, but last of her professional career, planning to hang up the boots at the end of this season. Berry Hill delivers a few half-hearted questions of a handball, heeded by Izzy Cooper. Recently turned 31-year-old as of her birthday on Monday, Chloe Lagazzo, Berry Hill I should say, said that it's time to hang them up at season's end, whether that is the end of the Ninja A-League season or she is gunning for a place in Joe Montemuro's Asian Cup squad next year. It'd be quite the way to go out in your career, presenting the green and gold on home soil. It's a big part of the reason that she's come back to the competition. As Adelaide look to transition, Erin Healey, tantalising ball, but Wong Ying able to rid the danger. Red Army getting into voice to will their side onto a 4th goal, which if they were able to find it would mean that Adelaide in this single game have scored more than they had previously in the entire season, as Hodson goes looking for the run of Chelsea Dorman. Cern to the task that time around. McNamara and Hodson. So Eunice has been really happy not just to push up the fullback, but to push up the central defender as well. There are some of the A-League men's players of the Wanderers watching on. Of course, got a big clash with Adelaide United coming up later today on Team Drama and Paramount Plus. Great to have a double header at Cooper Stadium. It's becoming a bit of a tradition at Christmas time as well. This is the 2nd year running we've seen Adelaide and the Wanderers go head-to-head. There's their former Reds coach, Adrian Stenter. Berry Hill is blocked off by Ella Tonkin. See her getting on the ball more so far in this second half. Chloe Berry Hill. Toss over the head of Sunny. It's a tricky tactic to make work, trying the long throw to the smallest players on the pitch. Harrison back to Shamkamis. Wong Ying is able to get that one to ride the line. Inside, but he knock it forward first time to Buchanan. And now Izzy Cooper is going to draw play dead to allow Wanderers captain Amy Harrison to receive a bit of attention. She's clutching at that ankle with a fair degree of concern. This would really take the shine off an improved second half showing for Western Sydney so far. It's another just innocuous studding, but again, they do not tickle those ones. Closing in on third place in the all-time Wanderers appearance list is Amy Harrison. She'll overtake Caitlin Cooper next week if she is able to not just continue today, but play on next week. Have a drinks break in this second half owing to the hot conditions, but this little injury stoppages afforded both sides just a quick mini coaches talk. You could see Danica Matos in discussion with Jeff Abrahams on the sideline. You may not have been able to spot was the lurking presence of Holly Caspers in the background. And when Jeff Abrahams might turn to her as Western Sydney go chasing in this second stanza. Tolland. Taranto through the legs. Dorba collects. And Wong Ying winning it back for the Wanderers. Sonny. Clip from behind. Easy decision for Izzy Cooper. Paige Zois the guilty party that time around. As was the case in the first half, Adelaide United, despite the Wanderers getting a route back into the contest, have largely continued their dominance of possession. Speaking after that defeat to Perth Glory last week, which was a long time ago now, Emily Condon acknowledged that learning this new possession-based style that Theo Siunas likes would take a bit of time to come together. She will be feeling that perhaps today is the day where it's all finally clicked for the Reds. Of course, can't be understated how difficult the last few weeks have been for them. Zois's early ball found Healey not quite on the same wavelength, but at the back post on the far side, Emily Hodson was well alert, and she knocks it into the middle. But Chelsea Dorba, who can only put it straight down the middle of Shamkamis. Still that wait for a first Ninja A-League goal of the season goes on for Chelsea Dorba. 9 games now across this season, and last since her last goal in this competition. She was picked out wonderfully by Hodson, either side of Shamkamis, and could be a different case. So Paige Zois has joined Erin Healey in the pocketbook of Izzy Cooper. And that break-in play will allow Western Sydney Wanderers to make some additional substitutions. Enna Harada, who dropped to the bench this week, makes her way off it in place of Amy Chisari. Previously started every game of the season for the Wanderers. And Holly Caspers has replaced Sonny Kim So-Yoon. as industrious without perhaps being effective as she would have liked. And Caspers has the chance to stake her claim for what would be a regaining of her starting spot. Dropped to the bench a couple of weeks ago, the 21-year-old. Yes, Eunice says, anything you can do, Jeff Abrahams, I can do better, because Emily Condon comes off and is replaced by Adelaide's top scorer last season, second all-time top scorer in club history, Fiona Wirtz. Who's back, having recently travelled to the UK to attend a family wedding. Fantastic 11-goal haul last season in that record-breaking semi-final campaign for the Reds. And Chelsea Dorber still waiting for her first of the new year. As the space opens up for Holly Caspers, her touch just evades her at the crucial moment, and that allows the Reds to retreat. Caspers, though, still going, and the touch renders it fairly comfortable for Ilona Melag. A very happy return to Reds colours last year for Fiona Wirtz. Both of the 2 seasons where she's ended the year as Reds top scorer. Both of the 2 seasons that Adelaide United have made finals in the Ninja A-League. Well, Taranto. Wirtz scrapping to win it back, and it's been turned over to Chelsea Dorber, who's nearly one-on-one. Will she go for the unselfish act? No, she'll go for glory. And again, can only put it straight into the arms of Sham Karmas. She had that option over the shoulder of Fiona Wirtz, but well, even if it doesn't end as a 4th goal, that's what you want from your strikers. You want them to be hungry, particularly when they're in a bit of a barren run. Just hasn't happened yet for Chelsea Dorber. It was a real scare survive for the Wanderers. And Holly Caspers found in an offside position. She did just about everything right, Dorber, but perhaps the oncoming presence of Ella Buchanan just hurried her into the shot. She may not even have been aware that Wirtz was over the shoulder. Stanika Matos gets a taste of the turf. I dare say that her and Emily Hodson, by the time this game is done, will have racked up more on-pitch kilometres than any other players on the field. Hodson in particular has been everywhere for Adelaide. Melag launching long. Ying knocking it back in the opposite direction, and Harada helping it on its way for Caspers, who fires a ball in the Ljungsad direction. Good news for Jeff Abrahams is that even if his starters have not been providing the desired effects of late, as this double deflection nearly breaks for Erin Healey. Wirtz picks up the pieces. The Wanderer is able to scramble back and snuff out the space. The next goal in this game, if there is to be one, is a very important one, because Adelaide find it and they can start to think about how they'll be celebrating 3 points to end 2025. Wanderers score. It is on for young and old in the final 24 minutes in stoppage. viable team late on in games last year, Adelaide. Very solid defenders, but the goals they did concede, nearly half of them coming in the final half hours of games. As Caspers pushed it forward to Ungsad in hope as much as anything. 25-year-old Holly Caspers, another who is awaiting a first goal of the new campaign. Miscommunication in the Wanderers' backline this time. Affords the football to Wirtz, and the first time shot is fantastic! And the drought breaks for Chelsea Dorman. A fine fourth for the Reds. And at long last, their line leader is off the mark in the new campaign. And the two strikers combine to devastating effect. Wirtz just stopped and propped Picto mark, and so too did Dorber, a super hit past Sham Karmas. And in 10 head-to-head meetings against Western Sydney, it is Chelsea Dorber's 6th goal. And maybe now the Reds can start to contemplate how they'll celebrate the much needed, and on the basis of this evidence, well-earned potential 3 points. Western Sydney is to our second drinks break of the game. Will be oh so frustrated that, as good as Chelsea Dorber's finish was from the top of the penalty area, it was all of largely the Wanderers' own making, just a mix-up between Wong Ying and the rest of her back four. Creates the 4th goal for Adelaide. They started with a lovely sweeping move down the right for Emily Hodson. Hard to believe that that goal broke a 2-and-a-bit game run without scoring. What has followed is a goal avalanche, and goals of quality. Paige Zois with a perler from outside the box. And then some individual brilliance from Erin Healey. Leading to a third. Left the Wanderers with a mountain to climb, and they got a route back into the game after a moment that Ilona Melag will look back on with not much fondness. Just as though Western Sydney looked to be coming back into it. Adelaide United punished their defensive dalliance in style. It's Chelsea Dorber, the Reds' all-time top scorer, notches a 32nd in Adelaide United colours. First of the campaign, and it means that Adelaide United have now scored more today than they had in their previous 6 games of this Ninja A-League season. As the Western Sydney Wanderers men's side continue to watch on as they await kickoff of their game later on in the second half of this doubleheader. So that's a speculator from distance that falls into the lap of Ilona Melag. Of course, that Suzu Youth A-League clash coming up at the conclusion of this one on 10 Drama and Paramount Plus. So Adelaide won a 5th. Wirtz, she's just helped Chelsea Dorber end her goal drought. The English national wants to get in on the act. Melag. Some claims. The good news for Western Sydney Wanderers is that they won't have to stew on this game into the new year. Still got one more fixture of 2025 at home to the Wellington Phoenix next week. Still got a fair bit of football to work with in this one as well. Buchanan dictating play ahead of her, but not liking the play that she sees ahead of her. Matos turns on the Jets. Can't get the beating of Mel Taranto. Tolland. Be a well-timed 3 points for Adelaide United. Not least because of their 3-game winless run going into this, but ahead of a tricky set of upcoming fixtures. They host the champions Central Coast in the new year before taking on Sydney FC and Melbourne Victory. Second original rivalry of the season coming around pretty fast. Games like that will be a chance to show how far they've come under Theo Siunis, but also what they can do when they're not encumbered by bad luck as much as anything. They had an influenza A outbreak rip through the squad the last couple of weeks, forcing their away trip to Melbourne City to be postponed. Siunis told the media over half the squad was affected. First training session before the game against Victory, they had 11 fit players turn up as Healey knocks it back. Wirtz can't reach it. She can at the second time of asking, and then couldn't thread the needle for Erin Healey. Again, Jeff Abraham's Wanderers side, they're searching for goals. Frustratingly not to just to pull them back into a game, to give them a lifeline as Matos drives the ball in and they find one. And it's a special one for Chloe Berryhill. The Matilda makes her mark for the Wanderers. Her first goal on the red and black side of Sydney. The lifeline at last for the Wanderers. Fantastic run from Tanika Matos.
Let's go.
And bundled in by Berryhill. This game has got life in it left. Well, limited celebration, all business for Chloe Berryhill's first goal in Wanderers colours. As they know there is a big task ahead if they want to really set up a grandstand finish at Cooper Stadium. All of a sudden, this game was a bit more delicate in its poise once again. The Wanderers have that volume of chances. They have lacked in volume. They have made up for in quality of them. It was on a platter for Berryhill. It's a fixture that has traditionally give us a fair glut of goals. An average of 3.5 a game in their previous 21 head-to-head meetings, of which Adelaide have won 10. So we've blasted past the average. We'll be doing well to match the all-time figure. 12 goals in a single game. Dare I say it, not a fixture that the Wanderers will, fans will want me mentioning again. For this 10-2, its biggest ever win. As Wirtz has stayed onside. Fiona Wirtz can only find the waiting arms of Shamkamis. And to her credit, cut down the space very nicely, the veteran keeper. As weight goes on. The Wanderers stay alive. Ungsad turns but couldn't locate a teammate. Two sides who last season were great value for late goals. They're giving us that here. Just see the facial expression of Fiona Wirtz. You could see the funny side, but underneath that smiling exterior, a hint of frustration that she couldn't get her first of the new campaign. Talia Yunus breaking into space, driving it low, and Luna Melag able to collect fairly comfortably. Actually hasn't had too many saves to make. Melag, even if Unsad's goal is that she'd want to have her time again on. Here's the risk you take. Blooding youngsters, providing them opportunities. There's going to be the occasional mix-up here and there. And over the years, Adelaide have reap the benefits of applying minutes into young players. Ella Buchanan just getting a bit of a helping hand from Alyssa Ungsad. Surprised she's cramping up given the power of work she's got through today. Cern is replaced by Poppy Hooks. These two have been central defensive partners in every game to this point of the season. So maybe Jeff Abrahams just looking to give a bit of extra speed and freshness to the Wanderers' back four, as maybe a plan to mitigate against Adelaide United's transitions, as the Wanderers will, you would imagine, push players forward, go looking for a third goal. Here's Holly Caspers, lovely body feints, decent cross to Berryhill, dropping it down. Yunus with a fresh air swing. Berryhill again pulls the shot wide, and he comes off second best. It's been in large parts a frustrating afternoon for the Wanderers. They will be very pleased with the growing influence of their 59 cap Matilda. He was the first to acknowledge that she was very much still coming up to speed in full fitness when she made her starting Wanderers debut. Minutes away from running out to full 90 here at Coopers, and she is, as you can see there, still running it out. The competition's great competitors, the multi-time Ninja A-League champion. No question of character this final 10 for Western Sydney. They have been marked in their improvement in the second half. They remain 2 goals trailing. Taranto lost the ball. Dorba didn't. Fiona Wirtz, her run's not going to be rewarded by Matilda McNamara. United don't need to hurry things along, although Hodson will knock the ball out of play to allow Erin Healey to receive some medical attention. Berryhill, curiously, is also on the deck further up the field for Western Sydney. You can see her just right in front of the coach's box there. She caught a little bit of contact on the ankle in that earlier misfired shot. It's a pretty heavy-duty strapping job as well over the boot. She's all taped up and ready to go. Swig of the pickle juice for Talia Yunus. Daniel Cook, ball official, just going to get Erin Healey to wait to return onto the field of play. All smiles on the face of the American, who represents the Republic of Ireland internationally. First Republic of Ireland cap in the off-season against her native United States. Hooks. Rifles it forward. Berryhill was hopeful in her attempts to flick on, and the deft dribbling and touches of Erin Healey prove important again as Poppy Hooks upends Chelsea Dorba. The second half substitute is the first Wanderer to join a handful of Reds in the book. USA didn't have too many complaints about that one. No ball, all player. Pretty open and shut if you're referee Izzy Cooper. It's been a happy return so far to the Ninja A-League for Poppy Hooks. Back in the competition for the first time since 2022. She played a handful of games for Perth Glory. Chelsea Dorba. Fancy will be all good to go on. It's a tough tackle to be on the other end of, though, that's for sure. It's going to be, there will be a substitution at the end of Dorba's injury stoppage, but not for her. It'll be for Adriana Taranto. So welcome back to Coopers Stadium for Adelaide United captain Izzy Hodgson. She, like Fiona Wirtz, was out last week to attend a wedding. Missed that trip west to Perth Glory. She might be straight on set-piece duties. She leaves it for Paige Zois, who bends it in wonderfully. Healey's there! And Healey's at the double. A fifth goal for a five-star Reds display in attack. And Erin Healey continues to haunt the Western Sydney Wanderers. Their incredible Irish international is catching fire in the Ninja A-League again. Well judged in the air, just helped on its way. There might well have been a touch from a Wanderers defender as well. Erin Healey is absolutely delighted to have doubled her money. Coopers Stadium. She might have taken 6 or 7 rounds of this Ninja A-League competition. And Adelaide United star of last season is back in full form in the Ninja A-League again, and this will certainly be a performance, if not a result, that will make the rest of the competition stand up and take notice of the Reds after a stuttering start to the season. Really is remarkable. It took them 6 weeks to pull together 3 Ninja A-League goals. They have already gone 3 games this year, 4 games in fact, failing to score. And in proof that it never rains at pause. So going all those games without scoring. Adelaide United open the floodgates and score 5. Which I fancy is more than they scored in any game last year. Yunus will really be feeling like his side have laid down a marker today. The Wanderers haven't given up hope though. Caspers. Buchanan. Poppy hooks with an early delivery from deep. Buchanan. Opening up the body, Ungsad dropping it down. Berryhill has a little hopeful blast towards goal. Six scorers at Cooper Stadium today. The fans that have turned out for both legs of this doubleheader at Cooper Stadium. And even before a ball has been kicked in the Isuzu Ute A-League fixture, have got their money's worth. 7 goals, 5 for their beloved Reds. There could be more in South Australia. Here comes Holly Caspers, chopping it back. Heavy touch from Ena Harada. Big up and under ball. Ungsad contests. McNamara wins out. Harrison's touch, a laboured one to the top of the ball and giving away the free kick in the end. Should the Red Army be in fine voice to suffer through some tough results, some tough performances in the last couple of weeks. Things just have not been clicking. It's all coalesced into really entertaining game of football performance from their side, onto which Daniel Cook has added 6 additional minutes of stoppage. Already going to get added time on that added time because Wong Ying starts stoppage time with a cramp. Dampening the enthusiasm of those Adelaide United fans. They'll be hopeful of a clean sweep against the Wanderers tonight. So Ying is back up to her feet. Won't be for long though. This doesn't look a good one for the 28-year-old. Fancy that is the end of the line for her. Really Bennett's 17-year-old is ready to come on for a first appearance of the Ninja A-League season for the junior and young Matilda. Wanderers working with 10 for the present moments. That's what you want if you're a defence who's conceded 5 goals. Healey. Can Adelaide United take full advantage? Hodgson, a second crack for the usual captain, denied again by Buchanan. And sweet relief for the Wanderers. Millie Bennett's to make her way onto the field of play for the first time since the 19th of April. She'll Slides straight into fullback. She will be the only player coming back onto the field for the first time in a long time. Paige Zois, the goal scorers today, leaves in place of Sarah Morgan. She's back for the first time since a brief cameo in the opening day. Erin Healey, the hero of the hour. One of the other 3 players leaving the field for the Reds. Amelia Macris and Holly Murray coming on. So having made 2 substitutions off the bench last week against Perth. Zoe Tolland, the last of the Reds triumvirate to leave the field. Theo Siunis has emptied his entire gamut of outfield options on the bench this week. Buchanan. Snuffed out by Taranto. They've been tireless in midfield, the 25-year-old. Adelaide United in tackles going into this game and hasn't exactly slowed down in that mark. Brilliant work from Chelsea Dorba. Amelia Macris putting on the afterburners to retrieve the football for the Reds. That's really good work from the recent substitute. Macris driving towards the byline, driven out of play. Some fully committed defensive work from Danica Matos. Amelia Macris, of course, back at Adelaide United this season. Known her previously as Amelia Murray. Oh, that's a poor turnover. The back line from Amy Harrison. It was nearly punished to full effect by Chelsea Dorba. There's been a few too many of those careless kind of moments for the liking of Jeff Abrahams this week. Plenty to ponder going into a game in only a handful of days' time against the Wellington Phoenix at home. Up against Canberra United. Rory, Brisbane Roar and the Mariners coming up after that. Fiona Wirtz heads short. Sarah Morgan bends it in. It's a tantalising area as well. Back to Morgan. So they are a statement 6th at the end of the day for Adelaide. Western Sydney Wanderers will be hoping not there. 6-year wait for a win against the Reds is going to go on. Flashes competitiveness in this game, moments of coherence. They remain frustratingly few and far between for Jeff Abrahams. It's Fiona Wirtz. Uses herself in the end. Seconds now standing between Adelaide United and a much needed return to the winner's circle in the Ninja A-League. Belated Christmas present for the Reds on the way, as Fiona Wirtz hasn't given up the ghost of getting in on the scoring act herself and wins a late corner for Theo Siunis' side. Fans at Coopers will be very pleased that they continued their intent right to the last. Games, 3 goals in the opening 6 rounds this season. could still potentially score a 6. Taranto. After a tough stretch. After a barren run of results and in front of goals, the Reds return to the winner's circle with a statement showing. 5 goals on the board in front of a very happy Coopers faithful. Aaron Healey scoring 2 in an impressive 3-goal win for Adelaide United at home, who end 2025 with a much-needed win. Just the second of Theo Siunis's tenure, and so many of them were top-notch. Paige Zois scored a cracker from outside the box. Aaron Healey, Chelsea Dorba getting in on the act, as well as Emily Hodson, who got things going. So much to like about a much-needed win for Adelaide United in front of their home crowd. Roll on 2026. Adelaide United look like they may well be back in the Ninja A-League. The full-time score from Coopers: Adelaide United 5, Western Sydney Wanderers 2. From minute 1 to minute 90, this one gave us more opportunities than you could poke a stick at, and so many of them top-notch. Emily Hodson, an unlikely opening scorer, had the Reds on their way. Paige Zois picked one out of the top drawer to open her Adelaide United account. And then Aaron Healey, not to be outdone, turned on the style. This is just a brilliant goal. First of 2 for the Irish international. It left the Wanderers with a mountain to climb, and in the second half they did do their best. Alyssa Rungsard will be able to look back on a first ever Ninja